So I am losing all steam and motivation to write this book, but I know I just gotta get through it. So yesterday I was supposed to write 5,000 words. I wrote 4,000 words, which is fine because I've been slightly overshooting on my word count for the most part. So I figure in there somewhere it makes up for that 1,000 words I didn't write yesterday. And let me tell you, it took all day to write that 4,000 words. However, the issue that I'm coming into is I'm now entering Act 3, which is very exciting as we near the end of this book. I think the word count is going to be slightly less than I thought it would be, which also means that I will be finished much sooner, but I'm noticing the issue is that the stakes in Act 3 are not as high as I need them to be. So that's part of why it took me so long to write the 4,000 words yesterday, because I didn't want to write for the sake of writing. I wanted to make sure I actually liked what I was writing, and the issue is what I outlined I didn't like anymore, and I thought it was really boring. So I had to figure out how to up the stakes. And I upped the stakes by reintroducing a character that I had previously thought was gone and out of the story forever. And I was like, why not throw her back in the mix to really just mix things up? Yeah, I'm kind of abandoning my outline now, but it's fine. I mean, I was already somewhat abandoning my outline before. But now I'm really just making it up as I go because the characters, they have a mind of their own. I know how it's going to end. I have a very particular scene with how it's going to end. It's just how we're getting there is different. Because if I really wanted to, I'm at the point where I could probably wrap the book up right here, right now. But I'm like, the book is is it 4,000 words yet? It's not even. So I'm like, it's too short. So I know that romance novels tend to be on the shorter side. So I'm just going to have to embrace that. And also, I have not described what these characters look like at all. I tend to do that in my books. I tend to do a lot of dialogue, a lot of scene description, like what things look like description, but I do not describe what characters look like and other small details like that because to me, they just aren't that important into the story. So I do know that I'm going to be adding some words during rewrites just to add some more detail because I'm also the type of person who's guilty of doing just dialogue in the first draft where when my characters are talking to each other, I only do dialogue. I don't do literally anything else. So I don't describe what another character's doing as they're talking, or I don't do any descriptions of how they are talking. So I know I have a lot of that to add later because sometimes when the dialogue is flowing, I just go really fast. So this week we're really just testing my willpower on how badly I want to finish this draft because truly if I gave up now, I would probably never pick this book back up again. But I am still the funny part is when I'm done writing, I still think about it. My brain is still running. So I'm still in the story. I think I'm just over the writing process, which happens. So I can tell I'm starting to get burnt out, but hopefully I can finish it before the burnout really kicks in. Someone woke up a little early from her nap and we haven't finished writing yet, so we're gonna keep going and hope she stays distracted. My child is sick and I am exhausted. That is all. I finished my writing for the day, thank God. It was only a 1,500 word day. I got just slightly above that. And I have to say, if you're looking for a great writing session, grab your wood stove nice and cozy. Do it when it's a very cold day outside with this Cozy Autumn Vibes 2024 Spotify playlist. I just found it on Spotify. I have no idea who made it, but if I can figure out how to link to it, which I think I can, I will share the link to this playlist because it's an awesome playlist. It's very moody and great for a cozy sort of book that I'm writing. And I also think it's making me want to create a playlist for this book specifically to do a song for every chapter. I've seen other authors do that before, and I think it's really fun. And I think that might be fun to do for this book and honestly for the entire series. But today was a great writing session. Again, I did a very little amount of writing, but I accomplished a lot because like I mentioned before, I am realizing I had to redo Act 3 of my outline, basically, and I kind of thought I came up with a solution, but then when I sat down to write today, I found out I didn't. So I spent the majority of my little one's nap time re-outlining, and I actually outlined chapter by chapter the rest of the book. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more chapters to write. And then I also want to write a bonus scene because I'm trying to write a bonus scene for every book that I write going forward. And the bonus scene is just so when readers finish reading the book, you offer a bonus scene so then they will then sign up for your newsletter after they finish reading it. So I just thought that would be fun. That's something romance authors in particular do a lot. Almost every romance book by indie authors that I've read, almost every single one ends with sign up for my newsletter to get a free bonus scene. So I'm writing that at the same time as writing the book itself, so it makes sense. And then also I'm already in the world and I'm kind of just counting it all one and the same. You don't need to read the bonus scene after you finish reading the book, but if you love the couple, my hope is that you're going to want to read the bonus scene just to spend more time with them. So let's talk about how I solved my issue with needing to rewrite the outline, because what I had before, the stakes were not high enough. It was very boring. I could tell that if I followed my outline, that the book was just going to drag in the third act, and I didn't want that to happen. So I kind of abandoned the story beats that were specific to Save the Cat and went to the story beats from Romancing the Beat. Now, Romancing the Beat is another book that I know and love, and the story beats for Act 3 are much smaller than the ones in the Save the Cat method. Save the Cat has the 5-point finale, and I just don't think that I could make it work for my romance book without feeling like I was repeating themes again. Because I've already put my characters through a lot of ups and downs, and coming up with another, plot twist to throw at them that is also original is just not working. So I turned to Romancing the Beat, and I might have to do a separate YouTube video on the plot structure for Romancing the Beat, but specifically, it's broken up into 4 phases instead of Act 1, Act 2, Act 3. So essentially, Phase 4 is Act 3 of your book, where you have the Dark Night of the Soul, which is the same type of story beat that you see in Save the Cat. But then after the Dark Night of the Soul, you have Wake Up, Smell the Coffee, where the characters choose love over fear, and they're starting to realize that they need to take their walls down. And then after that beat, we have the Grand Gesture, where one of the characters decide to do some sort of grand gesture to win the love of the other person. And then we have the next beat, which is Wholehearted. And this is just to kind of mirror the meet cute moment that happened at the beginning of the book. You don't have to do it that way, but however the characters met at the beginning of the book, you kind of want to have happen again, where it kind of makes the characters realize how far they've come and how much things have changed between the two of them. And then we have the epilogue, which is just a glimpse into their happily ever after. And this was my very quick summary of the Phase 4 story beats. And even though there's only a few of them, me personally, There's going to be some build up to doing the grand gesture, some more misunderstandings. We're going to put our characters through as much before they get to their happily ever after. So if you want another video specifically on the romancing the beats, story beats, let me know, because again, this is a book that I loved, and it's a slightly different plot structure from the Save the Cat method, but it does mirror it a little bit. Anyways, while I was talking, I noticed my little one, she woke up and she's currently just sitting and waiting for me oh so patiently. So I'm gonna go grab her and we're gonna play a little bit before we eat lunch. I just procrastinated for so long that by the time I went to go work, she's awake. It hasn't even been an hour, so she just didn't want to take a long nap, I guess. It's fine. Okay, so this is not sponsored, but we are huge fans of the Love Every subscription boxes, and since my little one decided to wake up early, we got to open this box because it happened to arrive in the mail that day, and I just wanted to share with you my referral link in the description of this video, because if you've never gotten a Love Every box, but you do want to get one, you can get $20 off by using my referral link. Again, we love them so much, and the boxes only get more fun the older she gets, because obviously she can interact and play with the toys a lot more. So if you are interested in checking it out, make sure to use my referral link in the description. It's second nap time, which means we're gonna try this again. You guys, what is wrong with my child? She just woke up early again. That's her second 40-minute nap. Normally, if the first nap is a 40-minute nap, the second nap will be a 2-hour nap. Instead, she's only doing 2 40-minute naps. How am I supposed to work with this? I'm just gonna let her chill, and maybe she'll fall back asleep, but probably not. Oh my god, thank God she fell asleep. And by some miracle, I finished writing for the day and writing my scene. I hit the word count and the end of the scene exactly at the same time. It was great. All before my little one wakes up, but I think she quite literally just woke up now. So I'm going to talk quickly. And I just wanted to reveal that I have been wanting to make sure that each book in the series is going to be a standalone, but I want to make sure when people finish one book, they still have the desire to move on to the next book, even though the next book is a standalone. So I want to give a preview of the next book's character, and I was previously going to do that at the very end of each book, where the current main character somehow runs into a future main character of another book, but I don't have to do that because it turns out it happened naturally in this book, because again, like I was saying, there's jealousy issues because one friend tries to set the other friend up on a date, and so we have this random person. It was supposed to be just this random character that the main character guy tries to date to get over his feelings for his best friend. And so we have this side character who I realize her personality is super strong. She's kind of funny, very bold. And I was like, oh my God, she's got interesting backstory. Let's just make her the main character for the next book in the series. And I was like, oh my God, this is so perfect because their stories don't really overlap. They met as total strangers. They went on 1 or 2 dates together. Didn't work out, obviously. And now in the next book, we'll get to see how this previously random side character is going to be the main character for the next book. So I just wanted to share that because it was oh my God, a huge epiphany moment. I really like this new character, and her personality is a really strong personality. So I just think it'll be fun to write and also fun for you guys to read. And that is the end of this writing vlog. And in case you were wondering, no, I did not reach my word count goal for the day or for the week. You know what? We're surviving some pretty bad burnout right now. But stay tuned because next week, Next week, we are finishing this book, and I am writing the final chapter of the book and, calling it a day.